Welcome to Core Wellness Pilates. Hi, today I just want to do a very basic workout. It's going to be footwork, mid-back series, or 100 preps. And I'll probably add in some single leg too. So just covering some basics for today. All right, here we go. So I am on 2 red springs and a blue. And my foot bar is at the top. I have my foot bar adjusted according to my length. And my headrest, I like my headrest to be up just a half step. So I'm gonna sit with one butt cheek off, one on. I'm gonna twist and then slide myself onto the reformer as best that I can. I wanna make sure that I'm nice and centered. I'm gonna take a deep breath in and just try to settle into the mat for a moment. And on my exhale, I'm gonna just spill my pelvis, find a neutral, pass through it, and inhale, go a little bit past, and exhale, roll center, and then past. So just rocking forward and back, kind of finding where center is, passing through that and figuring out if I got any crunchies or any weird wobbliness that's going on, taking note of it so that I'm aware of it for my workout. So once I feel like I'm centered, I'm going to take a deep breath in, shoulders relaxed, and then exhale, waist hug, press out, inhale, pulling in, exhale, pressing out, spreading my toes, lifting the arches as I go. See if I can fill up with space. Good. Couple more here. One more. Good. Let's go ahead and slide the feet down. I'm going to connect my toes together in a V, and I'll be in kind of a partially lifted releve or a kind of a slight heel lift. I'm just wrapping the legs around and trying to keep the work in my legs and my abs, the lower part of my body. And lifting the pelvic floor muscles. Not lowering or lifting my heels, right? And one more. Try to keep them steady in the space. Let's do heels lifted, breathing in, and exhale, press, pull in. I really want to use the backs of my legs, even as I'm using my legs to push out in the front. I'm also working the backs of the legs. And I want to keep my heels lifted here. I'm playing with the exhale as I press out. I want to keep the abdominals engaging. I'm going to go into a calf raise here. Lower and lift and bending in and press. Think about pulling in and changing the breath up, inhaling out, exhaling in, just to feel the expansion happening through the body. Okay. I'm gonna hug my knees into my chest and just kind of shake my feet out a little bit because that feels good to me. Rocking side to side here. Gonna go into a little bit of mat work. So just extending my leg up toward the ceiling. I'm drawing a circle down, around, and up. Pausing at the top. 2, 1 leg circle. 3, keeping the bowl of soup steady. 4, good, other way. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Good, that's challenging me today. So every day is a little different. Inhale, cross. Exhale, circle around. Feel free to take your time with these. 3, 4. Other way. Exhale. And 2, 3. I just want to work my abdominals here. 4. Let's hug in this leg. Little ankle circle. Flex point. Cross. Open. Cross. And open. That feels good. I'm going to do the other side, just hugging in. Flex point, little circles. Other way. Cross. And you can hold on to your shoulder rest here. You can hold on to the peg. And then you can hold on to the opposite one so you don't feel like you're rolling off the machine here. This should be really gentle though. And alrighty, let's go ahead and hug those knees in. Open into a happy baby and plant our heels on. Inhaling deep breath, prepare. On your exhale, press away. We're trying not to really stop or start, just smooth, continuous movement. We are fully stretching our legs. Go on the toes. Good. And then let's wrap those toes around and give ourselves a nice little stretch. So this is prehensile. It's kind of weird, but feels really good. So gripping the bar with our toes, wrapping the toes around the bar, reaching the heels down underneath, giving ourselves a nice little stretch. I'm checking to make sure that my pelvis is staying relatively neutral. Okay. And good. It's nice to do this stretch before going into a running sequence. I'm going to press out, lower one heel, lift, lower, lift, and sniff, sniff, exhale. Breathing in, exhale. rising up and bending the knees in. Okay, I feel like my legs have really gotten a nice little workout. So I'm going to go into a little single leg, not much. So I took a red spring off, so down to a red and blue spring or 1.5 spring rate. And then going back down. To switch it up, I'm going to have my left heel on and my right leg. I'm going to have that tabletop. So inhale to prepare. I'm going to press out and exhale, return. And pull it. 3. I'm going to switch. And really concentrating on the tracking of my hip, knee, and ankle. And one more. 5. Okay. That's good. We can also do this on a high half toe. So inhale, exhale, 2. Okay, switching on to the other side. Here we go. Breathing in. You might notice me changing my hand position. I just am trying to keep my shoulders relaxed. And so sometimes opening up my hands or just having my palms facing in can really help and just settle those shoulders down, take a little bit of tension out of the shoulders and neck. All right, staying on the red and the blue, I can do the mid-back series here. That's going to be pretty challenging for me. So I think I'm just going to do a little roll up. Take the blue spring off. And now I have one red. This is my happy place. You do you. All right, so one leg tabletop, hugging in the waist, other leg to meet it. Arms are straight, shoulders are relaxed and wide, rib cage points are down. If you need to pull those knees in a little bit, do that. Every day is a little different. Inhale, deep breath. Exhale, pressing down. Inhale, lifting up. Breathing in. We can have the head, neck, and shoulders coming up. I'm sticking a little bit. And I'm going to get those shoulder blades off. And 5. We're barely touching. All right, so let's go right into our 100. Inhaling, deep breath. Nod the chin. Exhale, coming up. And sniff. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2. Breathe in. Exhale. Breathe in. In. Exhale. In. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. Halfway there. Breathing in. In. Exhale. Breathing in. Last set. Breathing in. Exhale. Come up and relax down. I can really feel that. And I was just at tabletop. All right, so I'm gonna do one more thing. I'm adding a blue spring, so I've got red and blue. You could also do red, blue, and a yellow or a white spring. So 1.5 springs or 1.75 springs, 1.75 springs. All right, so here we go. Stepping into those loops. Make sure your loops are even. All right, so from here, I'm gonna go right into our bend and stretch. So reaching along on the diagonal, I'm gonna flex and bend. Inhale, exhale, point and stretch. And bend, and point and stretch. 3. Now I can come in really far because my tailbone is staying down. But if you find that you're starting to curl your tail up, then you need to bend less, okay? And let's go right into a laterally rotated position. So this isn't like ballet. We're doing a narrow V. Wrapping and keeping our bowl of soup steady. One more. Let's do medial rotation. So inhale, bend, and exhale, press. As I bend, my knees come together. As I press, my knees come apart. If this does not feel good to you, don't do it. Just return to the parallel legs. And 5. This feels really good to me because it's just challenging my muscles. I don't often work in this medial rotation. And I feel that it really helps me connect to my core with the inner thigh engagement that I'm feeling. One more time. Let's connect those legs together. Inhale, lifting up. Drop the tailbone down. Go as far as you can. Then exhale, press. Inhale, lifting up. Drop that tailbone down. And then exhale, press. And 3. Keep a slight bend in those knees. Just the slightest bend is great. I'm always tempted to hyperextend, but I try to get that micro bend. Inhale and exhale. Good. 2 more. And last one. You can do this in lateral rotation, of course. So inhaling, exhale. 2. I did a little jump board before this, and I can feel my legs have worked. 4. Inhale. 6. 7. And last one. 8. Okay, bottoms of feet come together, knees go out to the side. I'm gonna like stretch my little leggings so I can get a better stretch here. All right, pressing those inside creases. You can play with sticking out your buns and curling your tailbone under. Find a position that's right for you, that feels good to you, and you feel the stretch in a good way. Stay here and just breathe for a second. When you feel your breath starting to calm, you can extend a leg out to the side. Give yourself a nice check mark stretch without spilling your bowl. So it's super sneaky, so just be careful there. And if you're not sure, err on the side of caution and just spill to the left a little bit to make sure that you're even. And you'll feel the stretch happening in a nice, good way. This stretch for me is a hurt so good. I feel like the reformer legs and straps really gets my inner thighs like no other workout. And so this check mark stretch really helps to keep me from getting really tight there. I'm strengthening those muscles and I'm glad I'm strengthening them, but I also don't want to get tight. So having this stretch is really helpful. I'll try not to hyperextend on that left side, and voila, I got more stretch now. All right, okay. I'm gonna teach one more thing here. This is called the short spine. If we haven't done this, you haven't done this with a Pilates instructor yet, I would say wait until you have someone show you this exercise before you do it. But I'm just gonna include this as a little bonus. We're gonna deepen the abdominal waist muscles. Inhale the legs up towards the ceiling. Now fold at the hip is the most that you can, keeping your tailbone down. Once you can't go anymore, you're going to press with the meaty backs of your arms, squeeze your buns, keep those ropes taut, and you're going to start to jackknife and reach those legs overhead. Stay on your shoulders, not on your neck. So I can still talk here just fine, and that's an indicator that I'm less on my neck, more on my shoulder area. You're going to flex and bend your knees, rotate out slightly, and then roll down through the center of your spine. Once your waist starts to touch, you can pull those heels toward your seat and toward that foot bar, and then press out along the diagonal in lateral rotation. Then we'll roll into parallel. Inhale up, exhale, over. Now you can start to kind of jackknife or just reach on the diagonal, but keep those ropes taut. Then from there, keep your abdominals scooped, flex, bend, rotate. Roll down and press through. I'm going to talk about the breath here. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, scoop. Inhale, flex, rotate out, bend, roll down. Exhaling, inhale, pull the heels. Exhale, press out, connect the legs together. Inhaling up. Exhale, rolling over, activating the backs of the legs. Okay, once you hit the stopper, then you can inhale, flex, rotate out, bend, exhale, roll. Try to roll down the center. Once your waist starts to touch, inhale. Write yourself to as neutral as a spine you can muster, and we're at this 90-degree, but with lateral rotation. Exhale, press, and draw the abdominals in, connect the inner thighs, roll the legs in. Last time, inhale up, exhale over, and once you get pretty good at this, you'll find that you don't really have to use your arms very much at all, and you end up using your abdominals. So I'll show that. Inhale up, exhale over, flex, rotate out, bend, roll down through the spine, lengthening the legs. I'm getting a little hamstring stretch there, then engaging the hamstrings, and exhale, pressing out and connect. All right, let's go ahead and take those feet out of loops for now. That's all I got for today. I'll try to add on to our workouts so that you can continue to learn all the sequences with me. Please remember to like or subscribe to my channel and ring the bell so you can get continual updates on the latest videos that I upload. Thanks for joining me today, and thank you for your support. See you next time.